Hello everybody, Leoben here. I'm going to play Pax Dei. I'm 3.5 hours in to the full release of the game. I've played plenty of the early access. Although I've never really progressed too far. I got my skills up and I built, a couple of houses and I never really got into the combat because it stunk. So I didn't do too much adventuring and things like that. I think maybe it's too loud. Let me see. My mouse lags, and I don't know why. I just put new batteries in it. I have a much better Razer mouse, but it clicks, and I find that annoying. I don't notice it when I play, but when I'm watching YouTube videos of people playing games, I hear the clicking, and it kind of drives me nuts. Alright, so here's my character. She didn't come out great. She's a little bit on the ugly side, I think, but she has a great personality. What does it look like the capture is off? Figure it out. Yeah, it's definitely not capturing the whole screen. Here we go. Alright, so I'm standing on top of my foundation. I'm going to build a very small house here. And then I'm debating whether or not to build my workshops behind it. But those big trees are going to be in the way until I skill up enough to cut them down. And even then, they're going to grow back. I don't think they fixed the problem where if you build on top of vegetation, it stops spawning, because the thing that drove me nuts about the early access is I would build my foundation on top of these weeds and they would grow through their foundation, and it's just unnecessary. That should be fixed. So I think I'm done with the foundation. I don't want to go another layer deep because then the roof is going to become an issue. I want to make this a very simple little cottage. I may put a few crafting stations in here along with like a bed and stuff, but my main workshop is going to have to be somewhere else, whether it's going to be here next to the house or maybe I'll pick another plot somewhere, because I do have 2 plots. I've access to, actually I think when I logged in it told me I had access to 3 plots. Yeah, I have two of these coins that they give you when you buy the game. By the way, I don't have any friends that play this. I've asked my friends at work and my own friends that play video games, and they're not interested, so I have a free copy of this to give out. So if anybody wants a free copy, I can just send you the one that they give you. Alright. So it looks like I'm going to need some wood. I have some wood in one of these chests. But I'm going to chop a little bit. Let's chop some wood. And then I'm going to start building my walls and my roof and stuff like that. I love the animations in this game. I love the graphics. I love the sound. The music doesn't quite have the sound of New World, but it gets the job done. So I've just purchased a PS5 Pro. It was going to be a Christmas present, but just stopped at PC Richards and picked one up a few days ago, and I put New World on that. So I started again, and I'm playing New World on a console. I know, it's crazy. I'm a PC gamer through and through, but I've owned consoles in the past. This is the first next-gen console I've purchased. I never got an Xbox One. I've gotten them for my kids, but I've never had one. So the PlayStation is downstairs. I find it very relaxing and comfortable to sit on the couch or on the recliner and relax while playing. This is the type of game I would like to do that, but I could not find this on any console. So in order to build walls, equip my hammer, I'm going to need lots of wood and reed. I do have reed. Collected a ton of it in here. Maybe I should go find some more of that. I have her set to walk by default. I have to get her going. Just because this playthrough is going to be very chill, very relaxed, very kind of casual. I don't plan on joining any guilds here. I don't plan on grouping up. This is just going to be playing every once in a while, you know, logging in, doing some things. Not that I'm against playing with people, but the number of games I have in my list to play is insane. Now that I've got the PlayStation, it's grown even more. So like I just don't have the time to devote, I guess, to a guild. This is so exciting, I know. It's actually making me dizzy. I picked this spot because I wanted a spot on the river, which obviously I got. It's got a good view of the mountains, and it's close to a lot of resources. I've got iron back there, I've got some copper. There's a few nodes of the nice rock, the gneiss rock, and there's a few trees for me to chop. So it's all good. I've got enough here where I don't have to travel too far in order to get all my basic things completed. Alright, so let's build some walls and a doorway. I might as well pick up all my materials that I'm going to need. And this one of these is my junk box. I call it my junk box for now because I just don't have any purpose for these yet. I think I am going to need the clay. Oh, I'm not sure actually. The clay I needed for the foundations, I think. Don't know if I'm going to need it for the walls. Get a little bit more wood. I've gotten into some fights with boars, but the combat it seems the same to me. Just not a great combat system in this game. But you know, for me this isn't a combat type of game. This is going to be a gathering, crafting type of game. And then once that's done, I know I've gotten to the point in early access where I've built up a house, I've gotten everything pretty leveled up, not to the max, but enough where I've seen a lot of content, I put a lot of hours in, and then I was looking to try and do some adventuring, and you know, the combat just was not there, so I was waiting and hopefully waiting for upgrades to it. Level 4 woodcutting. They must have done something with the trees, and they've allowed. See, I don't think I was ever able to cut this bigger sapling. maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but in the early access, I think I was only able to cut these like skinny trees until I leveled up my wood cutting to the next level, where I could cut the next hardness 0. It's definitely a bit of a grind. This game has got a lot of you gotta put a lot of time into your skill ups. She's tired. You do have grace. This is grace. Not exactly sure how to spend it. They give you premium when you first start, I think for a month or so. 50% experience boost from PvE, crafting, and harvesting. And I guess this is the symbol for grace, right? 50% additional grace on daily login. Plus 50% grace boost from gold offerings. So the system is not ideal. It's going to be like when I played Star Wars Galaxies, where you have to really log in to keep your estate up and running, because you're gonna have to either buy the coins and renew your plot, as far as I understand it. Otherwise, after a period of time, your plot's gonna go bye-bye. Not sure if you subscribe to like a premium status, where I'm not sure if your plot's gonna be safe, or if you still have to spend the coins. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how that works. She gets tired very fast. Let me see what happens if I eat some berries. The berries give me a little bit more health, regen, a little bit more max health. Okay, it gives me a little max stamina. As far as the recovery, I don't think that helped me. So what have I been doing lately? Because I have not been putting out videos, and I really haven't been playing too many video games, but I have been playing board games. I have eased up on the hobby side of things, where I still will paint some models here and there. Uh-oh, they're coming after me. There's 2 of them, so this could be tough. I might heal. Somewhere along the line here, I have a healing ability. Okay, that wasn't so bad. 1 is healed. She heals 166. It's got a 30-second timer. Now the Q ability starts on its delay when I start combat. Even though I didn't press Q, I just pressed my normal attack. So I wonder if it does it on purpose, where you're not allowed to use it right away in combat. It doesn't make much sense though. So yeah, I've gotten a few games lately. I've started to collect Core Space, which is a sort of a board game, miniatures game combined into one. Started to base coat my models. I haven't gotten to paint them yet, but usually what I do is I paint before I play. And I did that for Guards of Trader's Toll, which is a game from an indie developer that is very interesting and it's very fun. I've painted everything. I built the city, Trader's Toll, or whatever you want to call it. I've painted all the models, and I've played a few games on my own, and it was a lot of fun. I tried to get my friends to play during NerdCon, which is the time of year where we go up to my family's house upstate New York. We play a whole bunch of board games. Have not yet got them to play miniatures games yet. They are really just board gamers. They are not up to the mini games yet. I'm still trying. So once I get Core Space painted, I'm going to start that, and I'm going to try to put it up on the channel. And then I've purchased Dragon Eclipse, which is an interesting board game by Awaken Realms. And I started a playthrough of that, and I like it. Sort of like a Pokemon board game, and I was never much into Pokemon, but the game is fun. Alright, let's start building. I kind of wanted a porch here to extend out toward the water. I'll make that out of wood. I wonder if I should do that first or just build the basic house first. Let me just build the house first. So where do I want the door? Do that first. Should I have it facing out here? Probably makes the most sense because the road is this way. I thought about putting the door here. Like this. It's going to complicate my building because I need a quarter wall there and sort of like a half wall on the other side, and I'm not sure if there is a half wall. I may need 2 quarters on, well, 2 quarters makes a half, so I could do it, and that would be sort of, that would look the best, I guess. Having a door like there, that would work too. Would make things simpler, but you're going to walk right out into that big old tree right there. No, I think I'm going to put it here. I'm not going to be able to build the door to it for quite some time because I need hinges, and in order to get hinges I have to develop a lot of other crafting skills. I usually don't put windowed walls next to doors. Let's see how this would look if I did that. Yeah, I guess I could just do that. The more windows, the less wall space, I guess you could say. But that's not entirely true in this game because you can put some of the low crafting stations in front of windows. It works. This should be all windows, right? Facing out towards the river. Put a window here and a wall here. Building's very easy in this. I'm spoiled by Valheim. I think Valheim has the best building of any game. Maybe besides Minecraft. Alright, the roof. Where's the roof? Here we go. Roof. Rustic roof with window. I don't think so because this is going to be a very simple one-story. Just like that. Alright, this is where I need to read. This does have a structural, like an integrity system, like Valheim. So you see how that if it's red, it may not stand up there on its own. So I may have to build some structures, like the beams here. Is this going to be correct? Do I have to put beams first? You know what, let me just try and see what happens. I don't know if that's going to stay. I mean, it's red, so... What does it mean if it's red? Now it's like kind of orange. does get very dark inside the house once the roof goes on. Maybe it won't here since I have a lot of windows. Alright, here's a small roof support. How do I use these? This is not right. Here's the roof support. Again, it's red. I have a feeling I'm supposed to be building a frame first, and then putting these up as like the covering. Yeah, that's fallen down. So, framing, pillars and beams. That looks like a 45-degree angle, right? So, 45-degree long beam. Can go there. Do I need a straight one going up? That fell down. Let me see if my resources are outside. It used to be that your resources would fall down onto the ground. You'd have to go pick them up. Sometimes they get stuck up on the roof. The roof. See, these weeds are going to be a problem. They're going to go through my stairway. Let me build the stairway right here. Why won't it snap? It's not snapping where I want it to snap. Left shift is snap free, so you can place it wherever you want and it'll ignore the snaps. But I don't want it to look silly. Change snap point. Okay. There we go. That snapped in nice. Symmetrical. Like it. And then the beams. So do I need them here next to the walls? That's the question. You're going to see that extra wooden pole there, though. These walls look like they come with the poles on them. The roof pieces do not. Oh, wait. No, yeah, they don't. That's going to fall down because I already placed a diagonal that way. I'm going to try the supports again and put them up real quick. Now they fall down. Looks like the support has a beam. It looks like they have beams, but that's just not working out. I'm not sure if... You know what? Let me try to put one across. won't line up directly with that center pole, which is just going to drive me nuts. This could be the reason why it's falling. Maybe I put the roof on offset. Take a look at it from the outside. That looks like it's on correctly. Try building from the outside. Yeah, you see that's not right. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a pole here and extend it up. Same thing here. And now we'll see if these things stay. Everything's green now, we're good. It looks a little funny. See how it looks a little funny right there? I'm not sure how to fix that. The deer make a lot of noise, in case you haven't noticed. All right. There's my little cottage. Built. Dark in here. Used a lot of the wood, almost all of it. Let me start making some planks and some wooden beams with the wood that I have left, because I'm going to need that to build all the stations, I think. Craft all. I think it makes 5 planks or 10. I can't remember. Let's just craft them all. Then I'll go chop some more wood. Do you get this grace from logging in, or do you just get it every day, even if you don't log in? What did it say? It's on daily login, so you have to log in to get them, I guess? Alright, more wood. I want to figure out how to cook and prepare meals that help me with my stamina and my regen, because if you do a lot of harvesting, you can see my stamina bar go down pretty quick. I picked an area on the map that seems to be pretty remote. Where's the map? Plans. Here's the map. So it's how do I see what my exact location is? Oh, Innis Gallia Ardennes. And when I created my character and picked a place to log in, it kind of showed you the populations, and this was very, very low. There were some that were very high that I could have gone into, but you know what? That's just going to be competing with guilds, I think. So I just figured I'd go and be on my own for a while, but I hope that the game becomes popular and people start to populate this area. Because this is not really a solo game. I mean, it can be, but it's a huge grind if it is. If you want to play solo, it's going to be hours of grinding. And, you know, when people do start coming around, they're going to use up the resources. I remember in early access trying to find resources sometimes was really a headache because they would be depleted. What is this? Yeah, it's iron. I think it was mostly the clay that was the problem finding, because it stopped spawning if you built too close to where the deposits were. But I think they fixed that. It's a beautiful, immersive world that just doesn't have the players in it just yet. And there are no NPCs. Everything that you can equip your character with is made by players, yourself or other players. There's no market where you can just go and buy stuff. They added a marketplace where you can buy and sell, but again, it's like Albion Online. Everything's created by the players. I'll eat a berry. I hear some disturbing sounds. It almost felt like I was going to get attacked by raiders or pillagers or something. That would be cool if there were random encounters like that. There are no survival elements that I know of in this game, but that would be a welcome addition if you ask me. Yeah, there's some kind of growling going on. There's some sort of sound that is a bit unnerving. Could be a badger or something around here. Or it could just be the sound of my harvesting, but I never noticed that before. The woods are so dense that it makes it hard to see around you, which is cool. The world is built really nicely. Yeah, like whispering now too. I don't know if that's just part of the ambient sounds. Oh, blueberries. Let's see what they do. Blueberries give me some more health. Well, they give me a lot more max stamina. Eat one of those. Up to 79 max stamina. They put in many more river crossings, and they've made the world easy to traverse since I played the early access. Most structures you'll see are built by players, but this bridge, I don't think it was. I think they added these bridges so that you can cross rivers more easily. Alright, I have some planks. Let me build some beams. How do I set how many I want to craft? Can I set the amount I want to craft, or it's just one or all? I guess I could do all until I want to stop, and then I could make her move, or I can just press stop. Okay, that's fine. Planks, beams. I'm going to need some more nice rock. Level 4 carpentry leveled up. So I can build a door now, but I still need the hinges. So I'm going to have to start doing some blacksmithing. This is the basic carpentry bench. That's how I built my chests. You could build a stool and all these other furniture pieces for your house. For the bed I need some linens and straw. Straw is something you can just harvest. I'm pretty sure linen I'm going to need to make a few stations to process. So as far as the stations go, I think you need to equip your hammer for that. And then you hit the anvil, and it shows you here under builder. I could build a log workbench. He who works with his hands and his head and his heart is an artist, the cherished companion for every settler, providing all the essential tools and materials to begin your journey. Let's build one. Should I build it inside or leave my stuff out here? I'm going to leave my stuff out here for now. And I might actually move some stuff. I think you can move things. I don't want to destroy it. If I destroy it, do I get all of the materials back? That's what I want to know. So let's do an experiment. I believe this game does have crafting from your chests, as long as I guess they're close enough. I must have put all the wood in here too. Alright, I'm gonna destroy my carpenter workbench. I got 6 planks and 4 beams returned. And that's exactly what it costs to build. So yeah, you do get all of your stuff back. Is this the right way, or is it like this? It's like this. And then I'll move this. Chests, I'm going to make a bunch of chests, and I'm going to start to put them in here, I guess. But I think before I do any of that, you know what I need to do for sure is build a crafting, a repair station. Can I do that yet? I don't know if I could repair things at this carpenter workbench. Let's see. Yeah, repairs. No repairable item found. What about my axe? My axe is very broken. I just dropped it on the ground. It's almost broken. How do I fix it? I guess I can't. So I'll just build a new one when that breaks. Alright, the furnace I'm going to need and the charcoal kiln. But this is going to be in its own separate plot, I believe, because this is going to take up some space. The last house I built a multi-story house. It was huge. It had a bigger footprint for sure, and it went up 3 stories, and it was really just not, I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like how big it was. Before that one, I had a small house and a little workstation right behind it. So I'd have to put another plot like back here. And this is sort of enough room. I mean, these big beaches are going to be in the way until I can cut them. But like I said, they'll respawn. These trees all respawn, and I placed my house in an area that was clear, so I did not want to take the chance that I'd have these little trees growing up through my foundation into my house. It's convenient because you could just cut them and get wood immediately. You don't have to go far for your wood, but I like, you know, immersion in my games, and so trees growing through your bedroom floor is not a great thing. And you could always, in the early access, you can always pick up and place your plots whenever you felt like it. But in this, I think that if I picked up this plot, I think I'm going to lose my coin. I think it's a spendable resource. You spend that coin, that's it, spent. If you want to place another plot, you got to buy another coin if you don't have any more. I think that's how it works, but I'm not going to fool around with that. I don't want to lose a coin. So there's some nice rock up there. I think I should get some more of that, and then just keep harvesting it and let it respawn, and just keep harvesting it, because there's only these 2 as far as I can tell. I'd have to travel a lot more to find some more stone. What is this? What does this mean? Right here. I can't understand that symbol. Did I eat some bad berries or something? Or is it running out? Let me see my character. No, it's not. I'm just gonna have a seat here for a second while I fool around with these controls. Oh, when you press tab, she gets up. Inventory. Okay, here's my character. Like this, unless she's not poisoned or anything. I guess that just means the food is running out. Let's see what happens if I eat the berries again. That's my raspberries, and this is my blueberries. I can't eat the blueberries yet. When you press E on a node, she will automatically choose her appropriate tool, which is nice. Nice, level 4 mining. So I'm going to continue here for another 15 minutes or so. And then I'll probably end the video, and then I'm going to take a little break for breakfast, and then I'm going to go ahead and play Battlefield 6, which has been fun for the very short time I played it. I had about half an hour yesterday, and I fired it up, played like a tutorial mission, I guess, and it was a lot of fun. Need stamina. So 59 max stamina with the raspberries, but I think the blueberries are going to give me more. Yeah, the blueberries give me another 20. And that's what that symbol was. It just meant I was running out of the food. I was running out of the benefit of the food. I'll have to figure out how to stream on my PlayStation. I think it's pretty easy, actually. You just hit a button. But then to post PS5 streams on YouTube, I'll have to figure that out too. So, you know, being a computer gamer, obviously Microsoft is, an Xbox would be what makes sense, and I was planning on getting an Xbox until Microsoft decided to crank up the prices of Game Pass. I used to be a Game Pass subscriber for many years, and even though it was probably not worth the money for me, because I did try the games that they had. I did play a few, you know, day one release games, and, you know, Starfield, things like that I played, but I never really stuck, because that's my problem. I never really stick with a game and just play it to the end. Like, I'll just keep playing different games and I'll cycle them around, which is still fine for a Game Pass or a subscription type thing, because you still get your money's worth there. But I didn't feel like I was, and then to have to pay more, I just for me it didn't seem justifiable, and it sucks because I like Xbox, but I also like PlayStation, and that was the turning point, I guess you'd call it. You know, if I'm on the fence and I want both, normally I just buy both, but those days are over. I just can't justify the cost of both. And they both do the same things nowadays. In the past, when I was younger, I would buy both because they would both have they've had a lot of exclusives, and you can only play like one game. So like I was looking for Starfield this morning on the PlayStation, and yeah, PlayStation doesn't have Starfield. It's only on Xbox. If you want to play like Ratchet and Clank, you're gonna have to have a PlayStation. But there's very few of those games now. You can find most games are shared between both systems. What is this? No, I think this is yeah, iron here. The one thing I'm really pleased about in this game is when you do run across other players and what they've built, it all seems to fit into the world pretty seamlessly. It doesn't look like anything is out of place. There's no outrageous buildings. I mean, there are some very sophisticated builds. There are a lot of, you know, in the past I've seen a lot of like castles and stuff, like built into mountainsides and sprawling. Like really, you could tell a lot of players spent a lot of hours and did a lot of work. But I've been in games like that where you had your freedom to build in the world, and you know, sometimes players would just build things that just did not look like they belonged, and it made the game world seem very artificial. And I haven't come across that yet in Pax Dei, which is good. Oh boy. Come get it. See how my special ability is on a timer? I don't understand why. This one's kicking my ass a little bit. What is this? Limestone. Do a little exploring before I end the video here. I really haven't gone far from where I settled. I didn't start here. Obviously, I had to travel to find a spot, but I didn't spend too much time. I think Where was the spawn? The spawn might have either been at this shrine. I don't remember. I basically just walked down the river looking for basically a flat place with very little vegetation in an area that I could put a plot and not have to worry about vegetation growing into my house. There are 2 boars here. Should I fight them? I'm gonna fight them. What does H do? Let's use H. To select an item, move the mouse over any option in this radial menu and use the left mouse button to confirm your selection. Cast. Petramea. The ethereal pathways remaining since the reign of the papacy will bring you home. Summon my body. That'll bring your dead body towards you. Summon friend's body. Okay. You can do crafting on the spot. Cast. This is not crafting. These are like spells. +1 alchemy. +1 baking. This is kind of neat. And gathering. Increased forage yield. Oh, this is neat. It costs grace. Increased skinning yield, increased woodcutting yield. I didn't know about this. This is interesting. So now there is definitely a purpose for those grace points. Alright. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Let's go. I'm going to use Q right here. Q. Now it's working. It's actually a 2-second cooldown on my Q ability. Wonder what changed that let me do that. Alright, here's the road. Somebody's plot up here. So I do have a neighbor after all. I did actually come down this far, and I was about to settle on this space. It looked like a good one. But you know what? It seemed a little too open for me. I wanted the woods. I wanted the forest behind me. There's no forest around here directly. You'd have to travel a bit. Very cool. Made a fence. A little gate. Let's check it. Let's check it out. Stone house. Nice. Very. Oh, this is a nice little storage area. Creative. I love these. This might be limestone up here. I don't know if this is the nice rock that I'm looking for. Gneiss rock. It's gneiss. There's a lot of it here. I probably should have used some grace to get some better yield out of this. I'm getting what? 9. There's 4. Let's cast my gathering spell for mining yield. Lasts for 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to be on for another 30 minutes, so I'll save that for next time. Somebody have a plot here as well? I see some structures there, some little boxes. What is that? What is this? There are 5 chests in a row right here. That's it. I guess he reserved his spot right here. This is his plot. Could I see other people's plots with my hammer? Yes. So he's got multiple plots here. Shared clan. Okay. There's a clan going to settle right here. So I must have been one of the first to come over this way because I didn't see any of this. I think I've come down this far to this bridge. I see. When you equip your weapon, or in this case my stick, you have a cooldown. So you've got to wait for that cooldown, and then the Q ability is every 2 seconds. Now I figured it out. A lot of damage with that Q ability. I leveled up hand spears and my light tunic. Nice. She's really getting after it. Used to be a tab where you can see all of your skills. Let's see if we can find that. Here we go. Skills. Alright, hand spears level 2. I need 700 more XP for that. Here's my light tunic. These are just weapons. Here's crafting skills. So I've got carpentry level 4. Mining level 5. Skinning level 3. Weaponsmithing. I guess that's for making my stick. Wood cutting. This shows you the ingredients and on what their uses are, I suppose. And all your recipes. Pretty nice. I don't want limestone. Alright, I'm going to gather my way back to my little house. Shoot. So 20-second cooldown once you equip your weapon until you get your Q ability. Sneak attack. 12 damage with a regular attack, 50 damage with my Q. Makes a bit of a difference. I think killing those boars is important to get the skins and other materials. Thought about putting a plot here next to this little pond, but I thought the river might be better. This needs an auto harvest. Just press a button and let your character gather everything around instead of the spam method. Boy, it hits me for like 300 damage. Crazy. Can I kill this? Yeah, it's just gonna run away. I need a bow. Alright, I'm going to go back to the cabin and log. I did what I wanted. Built my little cabin, collected some more resources, and then the next thing I need to do is unlock a bunch of recipes and so that I could build some other crafting stations and things like that. Oh, I killed it. It's the big buck. Alright. I'll see you all next time. Have a good day today.